Hi guys, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Welcome
Good,
to 73 Questions with Tochi. So what are your names?
I'm Roma from Russia.
I'm Michelle from USA.
So Roma, where in Russia are you from?
I'm from a city called Tchaikovsky. It's in Perm.
Why is it named after the famous composer Peter Tchaikovsky?
Yeah, he grew up close by.
How often do you listen to his compositions?
Every Christmas.
Which one is your favorite composition by Tchaikovsky?
Like the Nutcracker.
Nice.
But it's very
Have you
cool.
seen it, the ballet?
Of course, yeah, in Perm there's a really splendid ballet theater, and we would go there in high school a lot.
Mitchell, what about you? Where in America are you from?
I'm from Connecticut.
So how long have you been in Russia?
I've been here for about 5.5 months now.
You know, Roma mentioned Tchaikovsky and the Nutcracker. Have you seen any of his compositions in the performance?
I've seen the Nutcracker, but I mostly just play his music on my violin.
So you play the violin.
Yes.
So wow, that's very. How did you learn to play the violin? How long have you been playing?
I started when I was 6 years old. So, yeah.
So
it's
how
quite a
has your
while.
experience been in Russia so far?
It's been good. Yeah, I like it a lot more.
What do you like most about Russia?
Probably the people. It's really cool to meet so many people and talk to them.
So Roma, how did you guys meet?
Met in high school when I was on exchange in America, in my senior year.
How long have you guys been together?
About 7 years now. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's since the time that I went there.
So you guys have been together for the straight 7 years, or do you guys did you guys take breaks in between?
Well, long distance relationships are
Yeah.
non-canon.
Okay, before you guys moved in together, you were like doing the long distance relationship. How did that work out for you guys? What were the difficulties that you faced in doing LDR?
Oh, one difficulty is the time zone. The time
Yes.
zones that we live in. So it was really difficult to communicate and to be there for each other all the time. And of course, not seeing each other, not being physically close to each other is very difficult. But at the same time, we've gotten closer than most people ever get to their partners.
How did your parents, Michelle, react when you told them that you are going to move to Russia?
They were kind of surprised because my parents are both Sri Lankan Sinhalese and most of my family members are Sinhalese, so this was very different. But my family is also really open, so they were really happy about it.
So you guys are originally from Sri Lanka, but you were born in America.
Yes.
Okay. So is there any cultural differences that you guys have experienced as a mixed couple?
Differences?
Cultural differences in dating as a
Oh.
mixed couple.
I think a lot about it is how people are, what the people's perception of themselves is.
Yeah.
So Americans are much more relaxed usually, and they are not worried as much about what other people might think about them.
Yeah.
And again, they're also much more limited in the worldview. But Michelle's obviously not,
I was
As
not
American
raised
anymore.
by Americans, so
but still, yeah. But those may be the differences because Michelle has a very different culture than most Americans, and she has not seen like any
Yeah.
American movies
sometimes
or TV
I
shows.
feel like
Yeah,
he is the American one.
yeah, sometimes, yeah. But even though Michelle has been exposed to this culture, she's clearly not like
Yeah.
part of it. She has her own culture, and so do I. We're both outliers.
Yeah, I grew up with very little television or computer or anything. My family just uses the radio basically. So
Okay.
even now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. So what's the most exciting thing you guys have done in Russia since the lockdown?
Trying the sauna for the first time this year.
Yes.
That was probably the best because we installed a new fireplace ourselves, and it was so much better than the one we had before. Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing to do as a couple? Do you guys like traveling? What do you guys
Traveling,
do
yeah,
together?
Yeah,
Yes.
travel. Well, we had to travel. We had the necessity to travel due to the distance between us and also the bureaucracy, like obtaining visas and going all the way for either one of us would be extremely difficult. So for some years we had to travel to meet each other in between where we lived, so Florida and St. Petersburg, and we've traveled a lot around Europe.
So, what's your favorite city in Europe?
Mm. I can probably either Amsterdam or Copenhagen for me.
Why Amsterdam?
Well, Amsterdam, well, I mean, the cycle infrastructure is the best. It's actually probably even better than Copenhagen, but Copenhagen's not as big and it's much more cozy. And also just how open people are to other cultures. In Amsterdam, everybody speaks English, and so do people in Copenhagen. But then there's still this beautiful architecture.
How about you, Michelle?
Those are my two answers also.
Yeah, we're basically one person.
So, do you guys cook more of Russian food or Sri Lankan or American cuisines?
Kind of both, a mix of Sri Lankan and Russian.
What's your favorite Russian food, Michelle?
Mijo.
Yeah, probably holojets.
How about you? What's your favorite food?
My favorite food?
It doesn't have to be Russian, anyone.
I've been craving pizza. Okay, it's hard to say. I used to say balish, which is a Tatar meat pie, but I haven't had that in years now.
I thought you said you loved my jollof rice.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it, man. I love it. It's
How could you forget?
your
my jollof
sauce is the best.
Stop patronizing me, bro. Like, you already forgot about the jollof rice.
No, I haven't.
Okay, I believe you. I believe you. Okay. Michelle, have you had my jollof rice?
Yes,
How was it?
it was very good. It's really similar to Sri Lankan food, so I really like that. And I also eat African food pretty often when I'm living in Connecticut.
So, what do you like most about living in Russia?
Meeting different people.
So, who's the most interesting person you've met since you've been in Russia, apart from your partner?
That's a tough one.
I really like the random people on the street that just want to briefly talk to you and just
Yeah.
just who are curious about you.
So, what's your impression of like Russians that you've met randomly on the street? Like, when you go, do you take the metro, the subway?
Yes.
How do you feel when you're in the subway? Do you feel any different?
Yeah, I feel more comfortable than in America because here people are much more open to you and accepting of you.
If you could move to Russia permanently, where would you like to live in?
Probably Moscow.
So, why are we here in the woods? Why did you guys choose to do this interview in the woods?
It's nice.
Because it's warm, finally. Yeah.
Is that all? So, what's
Well,
the
we
most
miss
interesting
traveling,
thing?
so-
What do you guys usually do
Wait, I
when you
think-
come to
think-
the woods?
The biggest reason why we get out in the woods is because we really miss going places, we miss traveling, and going to the other town into a park like this, I mean to the next town to park like this is a similar experience to traveling, except it doesn't take as long. But we take
Would you
detours.
guys prefer to live in the city or in the suburbs? Like you're living in the national?
I think we cannot say it right now without bias, because coronavirus has limited our mobility. But I would really want to live in a densely populated city, and then retire in some place like this.
How about you, Michelle? The same?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
So, how has it been like living in the dacha since the lockdown?
It's been nice to be able to go outside so often because a lot of people are stuck actually inside their homes and can't leave. So that's nice, but it kind of sucks that there's nothing around. Like, there's no stores and there's no people our age and stuff. So,
Do you miss America?
no.
Do you miss your family?
Well, them, yeah, I guess, but that's about it.
Roma, do you miss America?
Kinda, yeah. No, but I miss other countries more.
Which countries do you miss more than America?
Oh man, I miss Finland the most because it's so close, and it looks the same, but then the people are very different.
How do you guys describe a perfect weekend for the both of you?
Going on a amazing trip, maybe camping by the river, anywhere in the woods.
So if you guys could go camping now, where would you want to? Where would you want to go to?
In Russia or?
In Russia?
Anywhere in the world.
Oh, I really want to visit that campsite in Amsterdam again.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's one of the best things about that city.
So what do you guys plan to do after the lockdown? Where do you plan to go to after the lockdown?
Well, we are considering going to meet somewhere in Europe and maybe, only if the situation gets any better, but
Yeah.
it probably won't for a long time, so we're set to stay home and wait for the news.
Alright guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright. Okay. Alright.
Yeah.